Most people grabbing a protein bar every day have no idea what is actually in it. We investigated 7 popular brands through independent lab tests and ingredient audits, and the results are disturbing. One premium bar marketed to serious athletes showed roughly 83% more calories than its label claimed. Some of the cleanest looking, most expensive brands performed worse than budget options. We're counting down from concerning to most shocking, and then revealing 3 picks that actually hold up. Starting with number 7. In the 7th place, RX Bar Original built its reputation on a minimalist front of pack story featuring egg whites, nuts, and dates. But the label is not the evidence. In 2018, Truth in Advertising and Food Dive detailed a class action lawsuit alleging ingredient misrepresentation. The packaging boasted no bad stuff, yet court records identified processed additives like soy lecithin and natural flavors. A later 2020 challenge reported by Top Class Actions continued to contest these labeling claims. While the dense chewy texture feels rustic, that physical form describes texture rather than chemical purity. Multinational conglomerate Kellogg Company acquired the brand in 2017, revealing that massive corporate players control these supposedly independent health foods. RX Bar is our weakest cautionary case because it lacks heavy metal laboratory failures. But the warning stands. A short front of pack story can still leave a longer story on the back. Number 6. Think. Vegan high protein bar and chocolate mint positions itself as a clean, plant-based gym convenience. But the vegan label hides a synthetic reality. A class action lawsuit filed on January 5th, 2023 names this exact chocolate mint flavor, alleging it's free from artificial sweeteners, claim coexisted with maltitol syrup right on the ingredient panel. Maltitol is a heavy sugar alcohol that can cause bloating, gas, and digestive distress. This formulation choice represents a margin decision rather than a structural constraint. Think is owned by the Simply Good Foods company, the same corporate parent behind Quest, which reported a massive $381 million in net sales for fiscal third quarter 2025 alone. Music. At home, a soft, glossy coat or intense cooling sweetness are physical clues of this engineered polyol. Do not confuse plant-based marketing with actual product purity. Vegan tells you what is missing. It does not tell you how the sweetness was engineered. Number 5. Think high protein bar and brownie crunch makes the mainstream labeling trust problem concrete. On January 5th, 2023, a class action lawsuit published on classaction.org flagged this exact flavor. The complaint alleges that the packaging claims the bar is free from artificial sweeteners, yet the ingredient list reveals maltitol syrup, fractionated palm kernel oil, and whey protein isolate. Maltitol is a heavy sugar alcohol that delivers sweetening power but often triggers digestive issues. In the lab, reports identify approximately 8 grams of maltitol in this formulation. While this dosage sits just below the standard 10-gram threshold, it does not erase the deceptive marketing claim. This represents a margin decision rather than a structural constraint. Simply Good Foods Company owns the brand, managing its portfolio for profitability. At home, sticky softness or a crumbling coating are formulation clues of this design. Music. Cheap convenience is not the same thing as transparent convenience. Number 4. David Protein's wild-caught Atlantic cod bar lures you in with premium novelty and engineered macros. But on January 23, 2025, a class action complaint published on classaction.org named this exact SKU in allegations that David products understated calories and fat. While the lawsuit targets this cod formulation, court documents supply no cod-specific laboratory test sheet. A complaint is not a final liability finding, but it exposes the limits of marketing claims. Operating under Linus Technologies, this private entity provides no verified annual revenue or related brand portfolio in official filings. Instead, the defense focuses on esterified propoxylated glycerol, or EPG. If you read the package, you will spot EPG alongside whey protein isolate and natural flavor. Nutrition Insight describes this patented ingredient as a fat substitute designed to limit digestible calories. At home, you might notice a greasy coating or oily sheen, but physical observation alone cannot verify the chemical math. If this is already changing how you look at the protein aisle, you're about halfway through. The next bars get more serious. A futuristic protein story still has to survive an ordinary nutrition facts panel. Number 3. David Protein Pints Bar and Vanilla Bean targets fitness consumers with a promise of precision-engineered dessert-style indulgence, but a premium label demands strict evidence. In January 2025, a class action lawsuit filed on classaction.org, Lopez versus Linus Technologies Incorporated, directly named this Vanilla Bean SKU in allegations of underreported calories and fat. Here is the catch. While the legal action names this flavor, the public record lacks any specific laboratory test sheet for the Pints line. David's operating company, Linus Technologies, attributes the broader conflict to its fat replacement ingredient, EPG, and the resulting calorie calculation methodology. This remains a corporate defense, not a legal finding. Music. For consumers, this exposes a critical rule of retail discipline. A claim covering an entire line or a testing sheet for one flavor cannot automatically validate another. On the label, you will spot EPG, whey protein, and natural flavor. At home, you can observe a dense, creamy texture, but sensory experience is not scientific proof. A premium price tag does not guarantee a clean test. Music. A flavor name can change. The test sample still has to match the wrapper. In second place, the David Protein Bronze Bar and Chocolate positions itself as a premium performance choice where you are asked to trust every macro on the wrapper. But a January 2025 class action complaint published on classaction.org and later covered by NBC New York in 2026 names this exact bronze chocolate SKU in a major calorie and fat dispute. On the packaging, you will spot EPG, whey protein concentrate, and cocoa powder. The manufacturer claims this engineered fat substitute bypasses normal digestion, yet the lawsuit alleges the actual metabolizable energy is far higher than the label asserts. At home, an oily residue or thick chocolate finish might feel rich, but a sensory experience cannot verify physical chemistry. Because David's parent operator, Linus Technologies, is a private business with limited financial disclosure, cleaner sourcing remains a margin decision rather than a structural barrier. The brand actively defends its specialized calculations, while the public legal challenge presents the opposite position. This conflict exposes a critical retail reality. A single accurate nutrient number cannot validate the rest of the nutrition facts panel. That's the trap. Like, one number can look perfect while the rest of the math remains unsettled. Protein grams can look perfect while the rest of the math remains unsettled. And finally, in first place, the David Protein Gold Bar and Chocolate. This is the ultimate serious athlete position choice, promising high protein efficiency with low calorie precision. This premium brand's rapid growth has been driven by these clean looking stats, but the label is not the evidence. A January 2025 class action lawsuit, Lopez versus Linus Technologies Incorporated, filed in the Southern District of New York, exposes the single largest nutritional discrepancy on our list. Media coverage by CBS News and NBC New York in 2026 highlighted independent testing by ISO accredited Onresco laboratories on this exact chocolate gold SKU. While the label promises just 150 calories and 4 grams of fat, lab results revealed approximately 260 calories and 16 grams of fat. That is an 83% calorie excess and a 400% fat excess, completely blowing past the FDA's 20% labeling variance framework. Operating under Linus Technologies, the company defends its formulation, telling Nutrition Insight that its patented fat substitute, EPG, bypasses digestion, meaning conventional bomb calorimetry overstates metabolizable calories. But without a product-specific long-term exposure study, this remains a corporate defense rather than a safety claim. At home, a glossy coating or greasy mouthfeel might trigger suspicion, but physical observation cannot verify the physical chemistry. The most serious-looking bar in the aisle still has to prove every number on the panel. Subscribe to the channel now for more food investigations. First up, 88 Acres Oatmeal Chocolate Chip Bar offers a simpler plant-based formulation. Its label displays whole grain oat flour, organic chocolate chips, and pea protein isolate with 0 sugar alcohols. Always confirm the current panel before assuming a short ingredient deck. The nutritional math records 12 grams of protein, 6 grams of total sugar, and 120 milligrams of sodium. Clean Label Project's 2025 database includes this SKU in its Clean 16 list for low heavy metal exposure. Understand the boundaries. This placement does not automatically grant an NSF certified for sport, informed choice, or Clean Label Project Purity Award. Sourcing pea protein also means the amino acid profile differs from whey. 88 Acres operates as an independent private entity, avoiding the quiet corporate consolidation seen elsewhere. The honest trade-offs here are a lower protein yield and a milder flavor profile. Use this as a candidate with clear disclosure, not a universally safe choice. Another great option, Alani Nu's Caramel Crunch Protein Bar, pairs a higher protein profile with a fully disclosed sweetener limit. The label records 15 grams of protein, 4 grams of total sugar, 130 milligrams of sodium, and 2 grams of erythritol. Rather than hiding a heavy polyol load, this formulation relies on whey protein isolate as its primary protein source. The Clean Label Project's May 2025 database included this SKU on its Clean 16 list of low contaminant options. Alani Nu operates under its publicly traded parent company, Celsius Holdings. The clear trade-offs here are cost and availability. This bar averages 12 cents per gram of protein and is largely restricted to specialty retailers. While this choice is better supported in the analytical record, individual tolerance for sugar alcohols always varies, meaning the formulation remains a compromised alternative rather than a risk-free guarantee. And finally, our strongest supported safe pick, the first level chocolate peanut butter pretzel bar. This formulation combines a high protein yield with an exceptionally clean profile, featuring whey protein isolate, peanut butter, and pretzel pieces. Its formula contains just 9 total ingredients. Nutrition labels record 20 grams of protein, 5 grams of total sugar, 1 gram of erythritol, and 150 milligrams of sodium. In independent testing, its 20-gram measured result matched the label claim exactly. The May 2025 Clean Label Project database placed this formulation in its Clean 16 group for low heavy metal exposure, though you should always verify the exact SKU. Keep in mind the honest trade-offs, an approximate price point of $2.50, and clear dairy and peanut allergens. Remember our recurring rule, the label is not the evidence. When navigating the aisle, look for a credible third-party tested seal, compare protein claims with independent testing, and scan the panel for hidden sugar alcohols. A modest upfront premium is always preferable to the digestive or long-term health costs of a poor choice. Subscribe to the channel now for more food investigations. Across all 10 entries, one truth emerges. Premium branding is often just a mask for corporate chemistry. The real danger in the protein aisle isn't a lack of choices, but a lack of transparency. Your health shouldn't pay for their profit margins. Subscribe now for more deep dive food investigations.